in the depths of the forest. He set out with a simple dream, on a quiet winter morning covered in snow, to build a house with his own hands. Despite the cold, he began step by step with patience. First, a solid foundation was needed. He marked the place and carefully laid down the concrete blocks. And strong timbers were placed upon the foundation. Thick logs the beams were carefully aligned and fixed with nails. Slowly, the frame began to take shape. The walls, with every plank, with every nail, and stacked. Logs interlocked. At last, the silhouette of a house appeared. The warm heart of a future home was being formed. A floor was created. Planks were laid upon the beams, standing firm like a bridge over the frozen ground. By his side, his loyal companion. The dog watched every step and walked with him. When the floor was complete, he stepped onto it for the first time. It was just a small platform, but it was the heart of the home to come. Each of them shaped with a sharp axe and carefully placed in position. The next step, notches were carved. Massive logs were lifted one by one. And over time, the rising walls stood tall like a fortress. He calculated every measure with precision. The corridor had to be safe. The flooring was built from well-cut timber and in harmony with the whole design. Strong support beams were placed, chosen to resist bending and withstand termites. The last beams rose to the roof. Each piece carried up one by one. Covered with sheets of metal. A roof strong enough to give shade in summer and shelter from rain and snow. Then the railing, assembled with the same care, strength and beauty, perfectly balanced. And then came the veranda. He carefully set the beams for the wide ground floor terrace. He completed the wooden flooring. Then he mounted the railings one by one. Each joint was checked again and again to ensure both strength and elegance. At last, the veranda became a peaceful corner that connected the house with nature. Beside the main house, he built a small hut from forest trees. This hut would become his workshop. With his own hands, he crafted shelves. A small table, and simple yet sturdy chairs. This small workshop gave him both a sheltered refuge and a private space to unleash his creativity. He would also prepare the windows and doors here. Each new day, he prepared himself first in this hut, before continuing with the construction of the house. Here he stored his axe, his saws, and other hand tools. Was being created in this small workshop. Measuring and cutting the frames. Carefully working the glass. And spending days to craft solid doors. Now everything needed for the rest of the main house. He prepared the doors in the workshop and carefully mounted them. He placed silicone between them to keep out the cold. He also made the windows for the upper floor in the workshop and installed them one by one. He brought stones for the fireplace and drilled holes into each. He covered the area with stones and carefully set the fireplace in place. He cut a hole in the roof for the chimney and placed metal sheets to prevent leaks. Then he painted the fireplace. He built a multifunctional couch in his workshop. It could serve as both a seat and a bed. He crafted a table and some household items. He also designed and built his kitchen counter and cabinets with his own hands. He built a spiral staircase to reach the upper floor. He did not forget his loyal companion and its pup. He made a small bed and a feeding corner for them. He built a small dam to meet his water needs. Water, the source of life. Without it, no house, no life could exist. But his purpose was not only water, but also to generate his own electricity. He prepared the area where the water wheel would be built. He leveled the ground and built a solid base with stones. He cut tree trunks and separated the thick pieces. He carefully carved them, shaping them into circles. He crafted blades from planks, measuring each one and placing it carefully. He connected the wooden pieces with strong beams. He hammered in wooden pegs and carved sockets so the wheel could turn. At last, a mechanism emerged, ready to move with the power of water. When the flowing water struck the wooden blades, the wheel began to turn slowly. Each turn was the union of human effort and the power of nature. As the water flowed, energy was born. With this energy, he set up a small lighting system. He placed a simple light inside his workshop. Now he could work at night. He also installed LED lighting in his house. Every corner was filled with a soft glow. On cold and dark nights, the house now looked warm and alive. As night approached, he lit his stove one last time. He carefully prepared the ingredients. On the wooden counter he had built, he added
chopped
herbs
vegetables.
gathered from his garden. He placed a pot on the fireplace. The crackle of the flames blended with the steam of the food. The smell of the slowly simmering meal filled the room. He set his table, a small plate, a glass of water. This was more than a meal. It was proof that the house had become a home. Everything was simple, yet carefully arranged. The lights did not overpower nature. The labor of one man made life safer and more peaceful in the heart of the forest. His loyal dog came to his side. As he ate, the dog quietly looked into his eyes. He placed a small piece in front of it. He felt that every effort had been worth it. Within him was peace, pride, and hope. Night fell. The house glowed with its lights amidst the forest.